Hey folks, Mike and McGee here. Today I want to show you my pump. This pump is not powered by anything but water. And what I want to talk about is water security. A lot of times I talk about food security on here because I raise the pigs, the corn, everything. I go about this thing. What good is food security going to be if you don't have water to drink? Not much. So here's what I'm going to talk about today. I want to go over the system, who built it, how you can get yours, and what kind of scenario you need to be able to use it, because not everybody has a place that would even use one of these because it takes some drop from the source to the pump. So we'll get into that right away. I'm going to have a link where you can buy your own. The guy that built this for me built some all out of stainless steel. I've looked on eBay and I've looked here and there. I can't find anybody else that builds them out of stainless steel. Most people go cheap, go PVC, this and that and the other. This here's a quality product, and in the scope of all my build and all my pipe and everything I've done, it was one of the more reasonable parts of this whole venture. So he's very good, and he'll work with you and make sure that you know how to use it and how to get it going. And he'll also be able to tell you when you give him your specs if it's going to work for you. But anyway, let's get in here and look at it, see how it works, and have some fun with Aqua. Okay, as you can tell, it's running. It's actually pumping water. So here's a valve. I'll shut it off. All it does is stop the water from flowing in. This here is a valve that goes up and down and lets the water pass, and then it stops it and makes it bounce back up the hill. That's what causes this thing to even be able to pump. It's water hammer. That's why I use a straight iron pipe, and it's really good at carrying those vibrations. Here's another one-way valve that allows the water to go past, and it cannot go that way and back out. That's why this valve is open, and yet no water's coming back out, holding 3,700 feet of water that I piped it. I'm not pumping straight up 3,700 feet, that's the distance, but I'm probably pumping up 80 feet. I haven't really figured it out. There's a lot of hills around here, and it's kind of maybe not that easy to figure out. So anyway, this here is a pressure tank that helps. It's got a bladder in it, helps force that and make it bounce. Don't ask me to explain it all to you. I just know it works. This here you can adjust to pump the water faster or slower. Right now we're in a dry spell, so I don't have enough water coming into my spring to really pump it fast. So I pump it like this. It's doing short spurts, but it's coming out up there at my spring house about as fast as it was when I was pumping it the fast way. So I'm really just wasting water is all I'm doing. So in order to turn it on, once you got it set, you just turn the water on. Just like that. It just goes to pumping. There's hardly anything you can do to make it not pump. You pull it up, the water holds it up, push it down, it's good to go again. I mean, it's simple, no electricity, no propane, no gas, no diesel, no nothing. It powers itself with water. So this is my inlet. My spring is that way about 300 feet. I'll take you up and show you. This here, my pump. This is my outlet going out of the pump, 3,700 feet to my spring house, and I'll take you and show you my spring house there in a minute. It's flowing water right now. As long as this thing is pumping, I got free water flowing. And you say, it ain't free, you spend a lot of money. I did, but that was a one-time expenditure. This here is stainless steel, it's not going anywhere. This here is black iron pipe. I guess I got a lot of trees around here and one might fall on it and bend it, but I could replace that easy enough. A lot of my pipe up there is PVC. We'll show you and see this system, but basically speaking, it's very self-contained. I don't have to deal with it, don't have to mess with it. I got water flowing 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, absolutely free. I like that. It's so easy to do that a 9-year-old can do it. Turn it back on. That's all you have to do. And as you see, I've got this little containment and I've got a drain in there. That water flows right out into the creek, so we're not eroding any dirt. It works grand. All right, let's go look at the spring and the dam we built, but halfway between here and there is a stand pipe. We got to talk about that. We had a tree fall right here. Ash trees are dying in Tennessee. The emerald ash beetle is killing them up a storm, and so this little one died and fell. Fortunately, it landed right here, didn't hurt anything. All right, we're 96 feet away from the pump, and you can hear it right here just as if you're at the pump, because that steel travels and the water travels that noise. But this is my standpipe. The water goes up in that standpipe probably 12 feet, 13 feet, something like that. And you can see the supply line comes in right there. And the reason I fed it in at the top is because I want all this water to move. When it gets cold, I want to be able to keep it from freezing instead of having the water just traveling straight through. You say, why do you need a standpipe, McGee? Well, it really helps this water hammer. When that water comes back up, it's got all these pounds of force pushing directly down. It helps. And it's not 100% necessary, but it helps. So I've got a drain in my line right here. So in the wintertime, if it gets cold like 10 below like it did last year, I can just open that up, drain the entire system, and I'll just do without water before I go and bust a bunch of pipes up and wreck the system. Now the guy that builds the pumps let one of his pumps freeze solid during the winter, this past winter, just see what would happen. And when it thawed out, everything was good. That don't mean it's going to work that way all the time. I realize that frozen water will bust about anything, but it's a tough product. I'll just have to say that. Let's go look at the spring and the dam we built. This is 200 feet of line. Yeah. All right, this is where the water comes out at the base of this hill. All this dirt was wanting to cave in, so I just took rebar and metal and I basically just poured it over to stop that. Still, the water comes out here just fine. You can see nice clean water. It trails through here. It was at one time just kind of dispersing everywhere. We kind of made a depression, and now it comes and dumps right in here. You can see our dam right here. The water is coming in a little slower, I think, than what it's going out, because you can see the level is a little bit low right here. Also, I think I have a little leak under some rocks. These things are crazy how when you got rock ledges, the water goes in, and we stopped a major leak there, but I've still got more leaks going on here. Water's getting around this dam somehow. So that's not good, because when it's dry like this, you need every drop to stay. One thing I could do would just be to dig out a level spot here and put a tank, let the water go in the tank in a pipe, and then have it going into that pipe and on down. So it's just one of them deals. It's been running constant and it hasn't cut off on me for a good long while. And so I'm pretty happy with the system. I just need to stop the leaks. Leaks will cause problems. And if you were going to go about this, I don't know if I would even recommend building a concrete dam. Maybe I would in certain situations. In other situations, it might be better just to buy a tank and just let the water run into the tank. That way you don't have any leaks, and then it can be piped on down to your pump. Now, for every foot of drop from this point to the pump, you get 7 feet of pumping action straight up. That's how much power this pump has. So I've got about 18 feet of drop from here to my pump. So I could pump way more than what I actually need. And that's what you want to have if you can, not be running at the minimums, but it will pump 7 feet up, straight up, of what they call lift for every foot of fall down into that pump. That's a fact, and that's amazing. We put out all the videos when we built this, one after the next, all the way up to the spring house. We did building the cellar under the spring house, building the spring house on top of the cellar. We've got a video specifically on how we built the concrete wall and the trough where this is all flowing through, which I'm fixing to take and show you. That's the epicenter of this whole thing, where we can cool our milk, keep stuff cool and all that good stuff. It'll cool off better when the temperature goes down. Right now, we just use it to pre-chill the milk before we put it in our propane refrigerator, because the propane refrigerator isn't very good at cooling hot gallons of milk. But we also have a documentary where we show from the very beginning all the way through till now. It's a 2-hour video, and a lot of people don't have time to watch a 2-hour video, but it's absolutely thorough and shows you everything. That's a fun one to watch. But this video is just basically telling you I have used this pump and it works. I was not about to send you the link for these pumps if they don't work. Now, I already had saw them working at this guy's place, but in my mind, I want to see it working here on my place before I truly invest a lot of trust and belief in it. I already know stainless steel is good. It's like the best thing you can buy for this type of situation. He also builds these filters. You can see when we get to the spring house, you can see the water. I'll get some in a glass jar and let you look at it. It's clean and clear and beautiful. Spring water is one of the best waters you can drink for mineral content and all that good stuff. So I haven't got this water tested yet. I do know that 100 years ago, people were using this for their drinking water and for the refrigeration right here in an old house just right through the woods here that's dilapidated now. But the spring is not, we're not the first ones to ever drink water out of this spring or use this spring. It's well used and well documented. If I decide to go ahead and just keep using this system as it is without putting a tank here, what I'll probably do is build myself a roof system over this that completely seals out the critters, make sure that there's no possums and raccoons getting into it and messing around. But for right now, I'm just using this open system like this. It's just as if it was in the woods, just a pool of water. And spring water is just amazing how good it is. When water travels over rocks, it purifies itself. It's unbelievable. And when this water comes out of the ground, there's no telling how deep it was under the ground before it came out. And that's all a big purification process going underground like that. But anyway, that's enough of that talk. Let's go look at the spring house and you'll be able to see where we collect this water, and it's running 24/7, so it's not being collected permanently, but it's just there to hold cool, to give us water. And we don't drink out of the tank itself, we drink fresh out of the pipe, but it's there to keep stuff cool. All right, we're at the spring house. You can see the water's running. This is the speed that it's running. I'm gonna just go ahead and catch you up a glass jar of water here, and we can see if it looks good and tastes good and all that. I actually make my coffee with it every single morning. I love it. But anyway, we made 3 different depths, as you can see pretty clearly. This one is for quart jars, this one's for gallon jars, and this one has no bottom. I mean, you can see this board right here all the way down. It's exactly as deep as this board is long. So we'll be probably chilling some watermelons in there. I don't know what we'll use that deep one for. I could use it as a cold plunge if I felt like balling up in there like that. I ain't much on cold water. They say the cold plunge is where it's at. I don't know. The water is clear. There's nothing in it. There's no floaters, nothing. Absolutely perfectly clear. Much better than bottled water. Cameraman's got a mosquito on his hand. I'm gonna try to get rid of that. It's very hard to hold a camera when you're 9 years old and you got a mosquito sucking blood out of your hand. But he's tough and he does it. I know not a lot of 9-year-olds would do that. They'd say, I got a tough boy right here behind the camera. Anyway, he's a deer hunter. We're gonna be having him out here in about end of September. We're looking at about a month, be having that boy out to hunt. Be looking for an upcoming hunting video though that already happened. That's going to be coming out in the future. Pretty soon, hopefully. Yours truly done got the bow and arrow slinging. Pretty happy about that. I do want to get the water tested. Just see what's in it, what kind of minerals we got. I'm sure it's flowing through limestone and all that good stuff, so whatever comes from limestone. But anyway, we absolutely love having the spring house because we got this water flowing constantly. I have been only at a very few spring houses. I was at somebody's house one time and on their back porch they had water flowing. They had plentiful springs. Hold still, I'm gonna get another one. The mosquitoes are not coming from this water. This water's moving and it's clear and you can look in and see there's no wigglers. No mosquitoes whatsoever. We just have mosquito area here. It's just a mosquito area. When I saw that on their back porch, I thought, now that is cool right there. They had milk sitting in there and this and that. I like that. And that was 25, almost 25 years ago maybe. That never left my brain. So I'm going to say if you have a spring on your property and you have enough fall on your land where you can put that pump and you can run that pipe, do it if at all possible. If you're on city water, you don't have a guarantee you're going to have water. It's just a fact. If the electricity goes out for some reason, even if they want to send you water, they can't. You got another one on you?
No, it's just where the one was.
Oh, itching?
Yeah.
Even if they want to pump you city water, they can't. And I'm on city water, don't get me wrong. I lived without running water for 3 years, and everything we had to tote and taking showers with a 5-gallon bucket with a hose coming down. I know what it feels like to have not so good a pressurized water. So it's out of that I'm telling you, I don't have a problem with you having city water. I've got it. I love pressure water, but I would hate to not have water to drink and to be at my home. That would be bad. So the reason why I'm bringing this to you is because I've got a source for you to get one of these pumps. You just can't get one anywhere. So get one if you can, rig up your system. Hopefully you don't have to dig a ditch 3,700 feet. But worst come to worst, you can run it on top of the ground. It's going to get a little warmer, but at least you'd have water to drink. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you can have your own water that don't cost you anything except the initial expense of getting set up. You don't have to run it into a tank like this either. You absolutely don't. You might want to run it into a big tank up on top of your house so you have good gravity flow in your house. You can rig up a system like that. I chose to go with a refrigerator type system. You might want to go with a system that'll give you your shower, everything. You can put a big old coil of black pipe, hang on. You can put a big old coil of black pipe up on your roof and have hot water, believe it or not, for your shower. There's a lot of different ways that you can do this. But this is just the way I chose to do it for now. But now that we got it pumping up here, we can have anything we want. We can do it, rig it however we want to rig it. The main thing is you got to have a pump. So jump down in the descriptions, hit up this guy, get a pump from him if you can. Have it on hand just in case everything collapses around you. At least you'll be able to pump water. But that's all I've got for you today. I hope you have a great day. We'll see you on the next video.